Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War. What are we at now? Campaign 20, week 6, day 7. So today we're going to be going over all the weekly spoilers for everything. Next week is a little bit of a team week, however there is one really big thing happening next week. The first ever PvP reset since they started resetting. Of course it's season 2, but you know, the first one since the system has existed where it will be resetting. But yeah, it ends in several hours from now, 7 hours from now, right at reset time. So of course, if you haven't already finished this, I'm pretty sure you guys have by now, but if you haven't, you need 176,000 or 180,000 to complete out all rewards, depending on if you have the paid side or not. Pretty sure most of you have gotten this already, but if you don't, you still got 7 hours to grind it out. You can still earn quite a bit within that time. And yeah, there's those. All the season goals will be reset. I assume they're going to be the same goals every time. I don't think it's going to be anything different, but you know, you'll be able to go earn all the rewards again. Instead of getting 45 for this, you'll probably get 45, obviously, for whatever the new one is. Of course, we'll have a new Immortal. The new Immortal wasn't too good. We showed it a couple times. Did we still have it shown up here? Yeah, it was this one. Immortal Rayquaza. But it's a mythic from Leonis Empire, human immortal. Well, obviously, it's immortal. 30 mana cost, red, yellow, purple. It deals a bunch of true damage. Wait, did they lower this? I thought it was 1-to-1 earlier. Oh no, did they already nerf her? I could have sworn this was 1-to-1 earlier. Do I have a page that didn't update? Ah, this one updated too, unless I looked at it wrong earlier. I could have sworn she had 1-to-1 based on true damage earlier, but now she has 2/3 of her magic as true damage. That's unfortunate, because I am almost guaranteed that was 1-to-1 earlier. But anyways, she deals 2/3 of her true damage to 3 random enemies, boosted by Hourglass Gems at a 2x Roost ratio, and if using Mirage Expanse, it deals double damage, which of course is one of the only few locations you'll be using if that's actually how much damage she does now. It's quite a bit of a nerf to her overall amount of damage. Makes her a lot less viable for doing so. She does have Hourglass Gem, 50% chance to convert a yellow to an Hourglass Gem when his turn begins. But compared to the Hourglass Gem spamming troop, the, what was her name? Princess of Time or whatever her name was? Queen of Time, whatever that one was called. I feel like she's still going to be way stronger than what this Immortal is. While this Immortal does have an okay amount of damage, it seems really situational as far as when you'd bring it out. Obviously, outside of Mirage Expanse, of course. But yeah, at least its true damage is enough. At least it's not like those ones that do like 0 damage per cast, even with their ability. But, you know, it still does some damage. Just not enough in any location other than Mirage Expanse compared to other true damagers you likely have laying around, especially at a 30 mana cost. And the Hourglass Gem mechanic it has is really strong if you got to level 30, though, of course, even if you buy the Season Pass. If it was anything like this season, you're only going to be able to get it to like level 21, 22. So you're still at a later point, like another season or two, you're going to need to farm up resources to even get her to max. So even though this will be a 100% chance to convert a yellow gem to an Hourglass Gem when its turn begins, when maxed, which is super good. The amount of resources you'll need to do so is like 2 to 3 PvP seasons from now, even if you buy the pass. So overall, I would say pretty underwhelming troop that you're pretty much never going to use. And even at maxed, the only situation where it can actually be used, of course, the 100% chance of the Hourglass Gem. I feel like with how many new gem mechanics we've been getting guaranteed per turn, or, you know, the ones that have guaranteed spawn of various gems, I feel like we'll get something stronger than this. Even though 100% chance for an Hourglass Gem is decently strong, there's just so many out there that will be ultimately probably stronger than that, but that's probably the biggest thing she has going for her. The only real big issue with that is, let's hypothetically say you do have her max and you have the 100% there. She has no way on her own ability to crack the gem. You have to use it with a different troop, which means you're guaranteed giving the enemy at least one of them if you don't immediately go clear it with something else on your team. So that could actually be a bit of a liability at times as well, but I don't know. Overall, it's pretty average. It's nothing particularly special. I would say even the one that we had this season was a little bit more interesting as far as what it ends up ultimately doing there. Alright, get rid of this one, get rid of this one. Alright, so, October calendar. So, of course, we have Tower of Doom next week. The Tower of Doom color, I believe, was for yellow, if I am not mistaken. Oh yeah, I didn't even bring up the new thingy thing. Let me go do that real quick. I don't even have the current week one. That is last week's one. Ghost King, of course, we already covered a video on that. Season of Ice ending. Of course, that's the PvP season. Okay, so, we got the Itty Bitty Living Space, in which the Al Mundair is added to the game. He creates 8 to 11 yellow gems. Not awful, I guess, for an epic. 14 mana cost. And then jumbles the enemy team. Interesting premise. Having something that can spam extra turn while going into mana accumulation into himself is definitely decent. Has Air Link. It's very situational, but I can see this being used. I wish his gem spawn was like 1 or 2 higher. And then he would really get some use cases. Of course, biggest issue with this is he doesn't have guaranteed extra turn, but I don't know, extra turn rate with that's not going to be horrible. So I have to wait to see. But, yeah, it's not bad. He definitely has a use case. I just don't feel like you'd bring him out that much. Having to jumble up the enemy team isn't, like, it's not a bad mechanic. It's just very rare that it's the mechanic you need to win, and also with no extra follow-up, no damage, no anything like that. It might be a little bit too slow-paced for a lot of battles. Also, there's hellos. Hello, Mark. Hello, yeah. Hello, Bill. Hello, Draco. Hello, Frank. Hello, Isabel. Hello, who are we up to now? Hello, Henry. How many keys so far? I only have like 108, I think, or however many it is. Hello, Cookie. Not counting epics, which I think are at like a dozen or so. Yeah, it seems like we're only going for about 200 this week, it looks like. We'll just do that target goal. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Genki. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a billion Vault Event weekends this weekend, or this month, so I'm not too concerned about it. Like, we literally have another Vault weekend in 2 weeks, and then after that, we have another one in 2 weeks. We have so many of them. Oh yeah, here's the shield, and here's the yellow Doom shield I was talking about. Unfortunately, all of these Doom shields seem kind of pointless. They just don't do enough armor gain compared to Urskia shield and similar things. I guess under certain color restrictions, they might be your best option if you lack, or, you know, if you don't have access to all the other ones. For example, I don't think something like, I don't know, what's a color that I think doesn't have one? I don't think purple. I don't think purple shield, for example, has any weapon that gives you a ton of armor. But also, there isn't a purple trip that has boost ratio based on armor. So, I don't know. When what are the points of these shields? Because under brown, it's not better than Urskia shield. Under red and yellow, it's not better than golden cog. Underneath, what other one am I missing? There's like one other really good armor gain one. Wasn't it like brown green or something? I'm trying to think. But overall, there's just really no reason to be using these shields. Outside of you have to use it for Tower of Doom this week. In order to get double points. But, so this week at least you could use it for like Guard's Avatar or something similar in order to boost up his armor. But outside the context of this week, you're pretty much never bringing it back out again, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, as far as other things we have going on this week, obviously the Yellow Tower of Doom that we just went over, the PvP season being reset, which is probably the biggest thing and pretty much only thing we have going on this week, I would say. Everything else is pretty lackluster. I guess we're getting a new bounty troop on Friday, which actually I already had showed earlier. I actually got rid of the tab. It's this one right here. This one right here. As far as what it does, it just destroys gems in an X shape and then enchants 2 random allies, which honestly for Bounty Hunter is not bad. Outside the context of Bounty Hunter, I'm not sure you would really use this much, if at all. But in the context of Bounty Hunter, this is a really good mana accumulation option if you don't want to go down the Ogress route. I still probably will be sticking with the whole Ogress kind of team. But this is a great alternative if you're getting tired of running Ogress for Bounty Hunter. The only big issue with this is the 2 enchants are completely random. And of course, it could enchant stuff that is not useful at all. If you're running standard Tagraki team, the most useful 2, of course, would be herself and Tagraki. Or if you're running a 3 team, herself and whatever your damage source is, like Stellarix or whatever you're using. But you do not get to choose the enchants. The enchants are random. You only get to choose where the X-Shape Destroy goes, but there's a lot of weird things you can do with it. Only big issue with X-Shape Destroy is it takes a little while to figure out where to use it, which can waste a lot of times. But it is very, very strong. The main reason you just generally don't see me using it is the follow-up on a lot of troops that have it, relative to their game modes, or even just in general, aren't that good. Like we have 4 times barrier, we have, you know, now double enchant, stuff like that, but a lot of them are like small support stuff. They're not like auto win kind of the damage options. There isn't like an X-Shape Destroy that does like 100, 200 damage to the entire enemy team while doing an X-Shape Destroy. Once we get that, maybe we'll see some more usage of it, but currently they're all like mini support troops. Beyond that, but still good in the context of Bounty Hunter. And yeah, that's pretty much all we have going on next week. PvP reset, Yellow Doom, and Bounty Hunter bringing in a not horrible trip for once, and actually half decent mana accumulator. And then a Vault weekend again. No, not next weekend, but the weekend after. Actually, next weekend, or not this week, but next week's event, as in, you know, 1 week from tomorrow. Probably has the most going on, other than the other Halloween week. But anyways, that's pretty much the rundown on that. Let's go do things now. So obviously it's Vault event weekend. We're going to be finishing that out. However, before we do, I think I finished out every daily except for one, which I did want to save for the stream, which is this one right over here. If we go under games and go under Underspire, I have a bunch of dead end rooms queued up, so let's go and do them all. I saved them just in case we get any good loot from them. Let's see, lots of amazing games out there. Currently, Fixation is Palia, but Moonstone Island and Palworld are amazing. Oh yeah, Palworld's been getting a lot of updates recently. I haven't actually checked either of those two games since they've been getting updates. One thing that chat ended up convincing me to go do soon, which I think we're going to do this Tuesday and or Wednesday, depending on if I get hooked on it or not. There's some kind of new card game simulator thing that came out the other day. I still haven't actually bought any yet. I still need to go do that. But, yeah, there's some kind of card simulator game. A couple people were suggesting it, so we're going to go try it this week. Probably on Tuesday and or Wednesday. See what's up with that thing. Are we still going for 300 keys? I think we're going for like 200 this week. Oh gosh, don't give me torches. I want actual stuff. Do not give me torches. Why are they not running Arena? Well, they're doing the compensation Vault event weekend. But now also Arena's horrible. Wow, we just got back-to-back torches. That is so bad. I don't need more torches. At this rate, we're going to be full scouted. Yeah, the trading card game Shop Simulator. Yeah, I haven't looked into it at all. But a handful of people are suggesting it, so I figured, why not? We haven't streamed something new in quite a while. Actually, what even was the last new game? I think it was Palia. Palia, like 2 months ago, was the first new game we've streamed, I think this year, right? When was the other one? I've barely been playing any. But yeah, we'll be trying out that game. I haven't looked into anything with it, so I'll be going in pretty much completely blind. Yeah, we'll be trying that this Tuesday and or Wednesday. Probably both. I don't think I have anything going on either day. I shouldn't. Although I said that last week, and then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I have a eye doctor appointment on Thursday. Which went well. Actually, I need to pick up the glasses next week. They're actually really similar to the ones I have now. It's kind of funny. I said the story earlier, but when I was trying on all the glasses, because it was the same place where I got my last pair of glasses, and a lot of their stock is still pretty similar, I was testing a bunch of glasses because I like the ones that are like thick black frames, and I was trying on a bunch of them based on like comfort and everything, and I somehow we didn't even notice that at first, neither of us, but the one I ended up like keep going back to apparently was the exact same one I had now. One issue with it was that it doesn't like adjust properly because it's actually a little bit tight on me. Because I have a big head. But it was a little tight, and they were like, oh yeah, this won't properly work. So I tried a bunch of other ones, and I still kept going back to that one because it's like, oh, it feels so good. And it turns out it's the exact same one I'm wearing, so it's like, that's why it felt so natural. Is the one I already literally have on. Yeah, the tightness to it seems to just adjust. I think that it was the same case when I got it last time. It was a little tight at first, but it stretches out. It's not that big a deal. It's going to be tight for like the first week or so. So I basically got the exact same pair of glasses, just with different lenses in it. Actually, technically my right eye is exactly the same. Somehow my left eye got worse, though. And I don't know how. My vision in my right eye is literally the exact same as it was last time I got glasses. Yet my left one was like 3 frames worse, or whatever metric they have for it. I forget what they called it. Which is kind of strange. One eye is identical and the other one's slightly worse. Oh, that being webbed is kind of annoying. Well, we technically have Megavore. It is set up to be kind of my only damage source. And I believe he has web on Skull, too, which is even worse. Yeah, he has, no, it's when I skull him. Oh, no, wait. I forgot about that. It's not when he skulls us, it's when I skull him. Yeah, at this point, I might have to go for the Megavore route. I think is the angle here. If we could ever hit. Also, YouTube's algorithm is really weird. Remember last Friday when I said I covered that one other video? And at the time, it was like 100 views compared to our, you know, Gems of War video being at like whatever it was, 500 or whatever it is. It's kind of funny because now that video has almost like 3,000 views. YouTube's really weird. Yeah, when you don't have a channel that like naturally promotes a video, you just need like the YouTube algorithm gods to like notice the video exists. And if it doesn't, it just stays in like 0 view hell. And then it does, it just starts shooting up. It's really weird. What do we even go for here? As much as the first slot's being annoying, I don't think we actually target it. This thing has static amount of gem gain. So we actually don't want to target it, even though it's been the most annoying thing by far in his opposing team. Mostly because the main thing I need here is the Megavore going. Like, him being webbed does not actually affect his gem spawn rate. Oh, that is a little annoying, though. He does have stealthy. I can't actually deal with that, can I? It's not ideal. Yeah, one of my eyes is worse than the other. It's just weird that it's getting, like, even worse, though. Like, one of mine is identical to what it was before, but the other one just keeps getting worse, seemingly. And I'm not sure what's causing it. Maybe I'm just, like, sleeping on it weird. I feel like I sleep the other way around a lot of times, so it can't be that. That's how eyes tend to work. Yeah, one being slightly worse than the other isn't that off. But I feel like it's slightly off that one is constantly getting worse than the other. Like, I feel like there should be something that's causing it. I even asked her that, and she was like, it just kind of happens sometimes. Which I guess is correct? I don't know. She's the doctor on it. Hello, Sushi Ninja! Hello, Clip Bomb, if you didn't say hi, and Earthbound, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Mr. Habitos. What faction is going to be on Tuesday? Faction event for Tuesday is the Deep Hive for Drifting Sands. That's the one where Beatrix resides. Though, of course, you can go for Beatrix whenever. But, yeah, that's the Beatrix faction. So, Pure Faction is as free as free gets. You just run 4 Beatrixes. Similar to the other one where you run 4 Truffles. You can run 1 tank if you want up front. You could run like 1 tank into 3 Beatrix, but otherwise 4 Beatrix is also perfectly fine. But yeah, it's a very free Pure Faction if you haven't already gotten it done. You don't even need a Tuesday event for something like that. It's pretty free. There are some where you almost guarantee you want to have the extra stats to do so, but the Beatrix one, as long as you get lucky enough, you'll eventually get it, even with no extra bonuses. Though, of course, now you have the potion effects that you can use whenever, so I guess you'll have some amount of bonuses. That's one nice thing about it. You don't actually have to wait for like Tuesday or weekend faction events in order to do them anymore. Back in the day when stats were way lower and you weren't able to get potion effects outside of the game modes, it was a lot harder to. But now that you can get potion effects outside the game mode, they kind of trivialize quite a few of them. Even if something like Enchant and a few Explode to start a battle makes a huge difference compared to having, you know, none of that. Alright, I believe we only have 1 path left, and then we have full scouted the entire first 4 floors, because we keep getting so many torches from our dead-end rooms. There's only 2 ways we can go, and I believe both of them lead to a merchant. Are these both the same section? Okay, yeah, one of these lead to a merchant, one of them doesn't. I would assume this one does, because if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4... I don't know, it could go either way. Okay, I'm going to take the top half. One of these leads to a merchant, one of them leads to a dead-end room. And they're the only paths we have left. We have a 50-50 chance of getting this. I'm going to do this one, I think. There's less rooms to get to where we need to get to. You're being censored? Hello, Mr. Z. What, is YouTube censoring you, or did I miss the thing? YouTube uses the same ignore list? Yeah, there are some special words where if you use them in a comment, your comment just gets deleted. I've noticed that too. Because sometimes I'll write up a comment on YouTube, and I know for sure that the person, you know, like, who's doing the channel didn't delete the comment. But there's, like, a few words that, like, trigger YouTube's algorithm. You know, their automatic, like, delete comment system. And there's a few of them that do it for some reason. Either based on the context of the sentence or what. But, yeah, I've seen that happen before. Where I just type up, like, a normal sentence. Or a couple of several sentences. And YouTube's like, nope. Delete. But it has an auto-delete system of some kind. What exactly triggers it, I have no clue. I've seen it very rarely. Oh no! I got merchanted. Rip. Unless I can do this within 1 room, which is insanely unlikely. Because that one's likely a 4 deep. Aww. Yeah, it was either going to be there or the other side of the merchant. Because they were both going to be like a 4-off merchant. But, nope. The one we went for was unfortunately the bad one. Very unfortunate. Not that big a deal, though. This means 1 less dead-end room. Unless the dead-end room is, like, right here. Which it could be, though it's very unlikely to be. Okay, we didn't get 20% dodged. Larking, you're super starving. Ooh, hope you get something good. Alright, and that is basically full scouted. Except for one dead end room, like 2 rooms ahead of us. Because unfortunately we got merchanted. Otherwise that would have been a full scout. Not too bad. Unfortunately all of our loot pretty bad though. Anyways, nothing else we need to do there. Let me just double check the dailies. Did that. We did that. Most of this I just did off stream. Dungeon, I already did. Nothing special happened. Though it is Diamond Day, so one thing I did actually forget to go do is buy the Diamond Pack. This is actually worth it every single day, but particularly worth it on Sundays. PvP, I didn't actually grind as much as I thought I would, mostly because ladder went kind of crazy. It's basically like if I was in Diamond rank, I would have to have gotten at least 55,000, if not 60,000. Like at that point, I would have just went to 63,000 if I bothered going that far. But it's just not worth it. So I'm just going to wait until the next upcoming seasons. I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time, though, where I burnt myself out on PvP by going for like 180, 200,000 on the first week. I'm going to spread it out a lot more this time around in order to try to make more leaderboards. So next week's leaderboard is going to be ultra competitive, so I'm not going to go like too heavy on PvP next week. But in every subsequent week, I do want to go a little bit heavier than I normally would on average, as the leaderboard should be easier to take, at least in theory. I'm also going to be spreading all of our burning marks a lot more across the entire time, and or more icons, I should say, and spread out the icons a bit more, because I kind of just spammed the icons as I got them, but we're going to actually utilize them to snipe leaderboards throughout the season, just to make it a little bit easier. Like if we don't feel like going for it, but we're only like 5,000 short or something, it's like, oh, just use an icon and we're there. So that's going to be the game plan for next one, instead of just spamming them all. Because we can convert all of the icons that we get from all of our burning marks over a single season into probably about like 400 or 500 extra gold marks to definitely add up if we just use them to snipe some leaderboards. I'm not going to be buying the pass though, so I'm going to have quite a bit less burning marks, but you know, we'll still stockpile quite a bit. Anyways, are we down to the point where we just spam Paloozas? I think we are at the spam Palooza point of the stream, and we'll probably do that for the rest of the stream. Probably go do a whole hour of them. Let's see, how many XP boosters do we have? I'll probably do one for every XP booster we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I technically have 5. So we could do an hour and 15 minutes of Palooza, which is 5 of them then. That would be the game plan then, as we go run 5 Paloozas to finish out the Vault Event weekend. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, let's get it rolling. Before we do, let me go hand out a code. Oh yeah, did she ever send me more codes? Because I'm about to run out. Wait. Let me go check Discord real quick. Discord. How do I open Discord without clicking on Discord? How many Palooza can you use at once? I think you use up to 4 at once, so it's better to use them one at a time so you get the full amount of loot. Let's see. How do you open Gosh, how do you open a specific application on Windows 11? What am I looking for again? Discord. There we go, found it. Let me see if she sent me more codes yet. Because I have to save at least one for tomorrow if she hasn't sent me any yet. She should have by now. She hasn't. Or maybe she has. No, she has. Oh, never mind. She already did a week ago. Good job. Ooh, we already have the pet too. She doesn't say which one it is though. Oh yeah, no, I can see which one it is. I wonder if she actually fixed the gold amount though. I guess we'll find out on Monday. Okay, I have 5 more codes to hand out. So you know what? We'll hand out 5 codes this stream. Just remind me to keep handing them out, because we'll probably hand one out after like almost every single Palooza pretty much. But yeah, let's go hand out the first one. We have 5 codes to go hand out, and then we'll use the new October batch. Hopefully with fixed gold. But here I guys go. Where is chat on my other computer? 1 second. Oh yeah, that means I can start using the codes on this computer now too, instead of having to do it on the secondary computer. Ooh, I'll try setting it up so we have the redeem code thingy above my head if I can find that on the other little save thingy. I haven't actually tried hooking that up yet. I need to go do that later. Speaking of which, I still never got all those emotes yet, by the way, that we commissioned. Not that we didn't get them. We've had it for weeks. I just haven't bothered getting them out. But anyways, there you guys go. There's the first code. We'll be handing out 4 more this stream, so we got a lot of codes to go hand out. Yeah, Halloween pet. We do have a Halloween pet to go hand out. But anyways, let's start popping these open. We're going to run an hour and 15 minutes of Paloozas, which of course is 5 Paloozas, which is also 5 XP boosters. All right, open you, open you, open you, open you, and of course the other one is from our daily, which is why I said 5 and not 4. There we go. Now we should have an hour 15. All right, let's start running some Paloozas. Let me just do my team real quick, I guess, just to make sure we're set to the right team, because I'm currently set to normal Ironhawk, whereas we need the quicker kill team. But yeah, if I can find that same icon, some people were mentioning it earlier. Like, they wanted to see a return of, like, the old redeem code thing that we had when we ended up making this new format. And, yeah, we're going to. I'm going to see if I can find the asset. Hopefully I have it already. If I don't, maybe I'll try recreating it or something. I'm not sure. But starting tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get it all set up, I'm going to have a thing above me, above my head, that'll have, like, the most recently used redeem code. So it'll be a lot easier to tell, like, what the most recent redeem code was. That'll be a lot easier to do since I'll be handing it out on the same computer that I'm using. Whereas before, it would have been a lot more annoying because, you know, it was across 2 different computers. But now they'd both be on the same one. Yeah, I'm not sure if I still know where that asset is. Hopefully I do. Hey, that probably was my favorite asset from our first streaming layout. Like, some of them worked, some of them didn't. That was one that was really good, though. Can I let you eat before next code? Hopefully. At this point, I'm probably handing one out about every 15 minutes or so, give or take a bit. But yes, we do have a Halloween pet to go hand out next month. I'm not sure exactly when I'll hand it out. Maybe exactly on Halloween, otherwise I might do it like a week earlier. I'm not sure. Yeah, we have a lot of codes to hand out. The main reason I want to hand out so many right now is because I want to try to finish them all out so we can start the new batch. Because I didn't even realize that I've actually had the October batch for the last week. Somehow Jetto's messages he sent to me on Discord got buried. But I just now realized we've had the codes for a whole week now. Halloween's on a Thursday. Alright, so maybe the Monday beforehand we'll hand it out then. Because I believe that Wednesday is also the day that we're getting the Halloween pet in-game. So yeah, the Monday before Halloween we'll probably hand out the pet code for the old Halloween pet. I'm not sure which old Halloween pet it is, but it is one of them. And then, of course, the 2024 one we're getting on the day before Halloween then, on Wednesday. I said hello, Logic Slayer! Welcome, welcome. You would even get everyone pizza. I'll hold you to that. Go order every single person in chat right now a pizza. How many people we have right now? We would need to order like 7 pizzas for everyone to get a slice. Actually, the last time I had pizza was when I was convinced to go get it. I think we did a Saturday stream. It was a different game than Gems of War. But as well, and someone else like convinced me to go get pizza, and then I did. And it was good. I found a few places near me that aren't horrible at pizza. I've had like a really bad dry streak on like horrible ones. But there's a few places that actually get it like somewhat okay. It's not the best pizza I've ever had, but you know, it's like at least above the average bar. Especially for the area. The only problem is they're kind of pricey. Where did the everyone come from? Well, you gotta share. And no bringing food to class unless you could share it with everyone. Did you guys ever have that kind of rule in your guys' schools? I remember that when I was in like elementary school and such. Like you literally weren't allowed to like eat in the classroom unless like you had something for absolutely everyone in the classroom. That was the most annoying thing was when it came to school and having a nut allergy. Is whenever anyone brought like baked goods or pastries or, you know, anything like that along those lines for either like bake sales or, you know, class parties or, you know, whatever you would do in elementary and middle school, I was never able to eat them because of my nut allergy, because you never knew. Which made it so I had like so much less sweets when I was young. Like, I gained a lot of weight mostly in college and then pandemic. But I was like so absurdly thin during like elementary school, middle school, and all of that. And that was actually one of the reasons why. Because whenever anyone would bring in like sweets or anything else, I could just never have them. So I could never be tempted. Especially chewing gum. Oh, I remember in my middle school and high school, they actually banned all chewing gum. It was a very controversial thing, and some people would still smuggle it in. But yeah, there was probably more drugs in that school than there was chewing gum. They had that big of a ban on chewing gum. Wait, we can already see the 2025 Talk Like a Pirate Day pet? Wow, they're like a year ahead already. No, my high school in particular had a really big drug problem. Luckily, the last 2 years of my high school, I didn't actually go there. I went to a different local academy, which wasn't a private school or anything. It was a public one, but you had to have like certain grades and everything to get into it. Which was a great idea because my base high school was so bad. Like, you still were like identified as going to your high school, but in my last 2 years of high school, I was literally there just for marching band. Like marching band, pep band, and everything. Otherwise, I never stepped foot into place. Oh, he's gonna run away. I have no way of doing anything here. That's unfortunate. Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Okay, good, he didn't do it. Then now you summoned a thing I gotta go kill. Wait, is he still alive? How are you still alive? All that for 7 Dragonite. Bam, more than 0. Yeah, when it comes to chewing gum, I don't think I've had it in like 15 years. Now that I think about it. I think the last time I ever would have had it was like middle school. Like that kind of age. So yeah, I think it's been like 15, 16 years since I last had chewing gum of any kind. Because I know for sure it was banned in my high school. I think it may have been banned in my middle school. It's also just something I just don't naturally ever get. Like, ever. By the time the new dragons come, you'll finally have Stellarex? Nice. Yeah, that is one strategy, too. If the next set of dragons aren't particularly good, you can go and just get, like, 4 or 5 of them. And then stop. And then just wait a year until they go into drop table. Because by like December of next year, you'll be able to go and soul forge for them. Like, yeah, that'll be a while from now, but it could save you thousands upon thousands of Dragonite if they're not that good. It really just comes down to how good is the better one going to be, which is something I don't think we currently know. As last I checked, we didn't have any data on what they do. They're all based on flowers, so it does seem like they're going to be support dragons this time around instead of just pure damage dragons. Which makes sense because they can't just keep trying to outdo Stellarex. They're eventually going to hit a wall because, yeah, you kind of can't go further than that. Unless you really want to power creep damage. So I'm curious if the next batch is going to be 500 gem cost, or if they're just going to keep raising it. Because, of course, the first batch was 500, the second batch was 550. So is the next one going to be back to 500, or is it going to be 600? And if it is 600, that would imply that it's going to be even better than Stellaryx. Whereas the Celestial one is just going to be the outlier, where all of them are just a bit stronger, but also more expensive. We'll find out soon. Also, I just realized they never adjusted the cost, did they? If I'm not mistaken, as far as getting a guaranteed one, I believe the Celestial Dragons and the Gem Dragons have the same cost associated to them. Meaning it's actually a lot better value to do the Celestial Dragons. Not just because, you know, Stellaryx at the end. But also, it's the same cost to get one. I believe they were both, like what, 2,000 Dragonite? And because of that, since Celestial ones have a slightly naturally higher cost, they're technically cheaper that way. Because in theory, they should be like 2,200 Dragonite. But they're only 200. The Daffodil Dragon will make Stellaryx obsolete. I don't even think that's the one that was getting it. I think it was called like an Irish Dragon. I think it's the one that's going to be like the Mega Dragon. Because I think the Daffodil one was going to be the Yellow Dragon. And I think it was Iris, which was going to be like the new Stellaryx. You know, not like literally new Stellaryx, but you know. Like Diamantina or Stellaryx, and that they're the final dragon that you get. Also, the green one has a super mouthful of a name. It's like a 30-character long name or something. It is so long. It might actually be one of the longer troop names in the entire game. It's called like the Green Glorious something. Or whatever it was. Oh, you don't do the PvP grind? Oh no. Wait, have you done like literally no PvP grind? How much VP do you have, Isabel? After the entirety of the first season, what is your final VP number? Actually, what is everyone's final VP number? I got to like 330,000, which is pretty low. We power grind like 200 something thousand week 1 and then did like almost nothing beyond that other than like bare minimum. Which shows because that means I did like a 10, 11,000 average every week after. I did like 200,000 the first week. You haven't played since before the season started? Oh gosh, you're really ignoring PvP. I don't know, there's a lot of loots that you get from it though. I do highly advise people to, at bare minimum, do the 6.5k every week. Which technically would how the double claim works. You actually only need to do 5.7k each week. I highly advise at least doing that. Because that alone gives you like 80 extra gold marks. And a few other knick-knack loot. And a whole hour of gold soul boost if you want to utilize it that way. If you claim it all at once. 3.9 million? Nice. That's actually really high. What was the amount you need for the highest rank? Isn't it like 2 million or something? I know it's something high. It was like million or 2 million, somewhere around there. I know whatever it is way too high. Hello, Generic! Welcome, welcome. Nice. 275,000? Yeah, that's about how much we did. Like, the 200 to 300,000 range is kind of like the bare minimum range. Kind of. Like, if you do every single PvP daily, that's about where you should be. Roughly, give or take a little bit. Like the 200,000 to 300,000 range or so. If you did every PvP daily and weekly. And everything beyond that is if you do extra. You got over 9,000! You wanted to get into the chat room and then did bare minimum after that? Oh yeah, didn't they make it a lot easier to do that? I think the most recent patch made it so the parameter for that is way easier. They changed that, I think, a week or a few weeks into the PvP season. But yeah, now this PvP season, I believe you need like a very small amount to get in. I don't remember the exact number. But they actually adjusted that a few weeks into the PvP season. Yeah, 20k now. That might be the case. I forget the exact number, but I know they reduced it by a lot. Because before, I think you need almost like 100,000 or something. But now they reduced it to whatever it is now. Like 10-ish thousand, give or take a little. Alright, there we go. And we got our full loot from this one. Unfortunately, nothing too good as far as drops. A little bit extra soul and gold. Alright, let's keep going. 4 more Paloozas to go. Then we're going to hand out another code. And yeah, we're going to rapid fire them all down. That's the game plan. Alright, head to Palooza. Hand out another code. Here you guys go. We'll pretty much hand one out every 15 minutes at this point. Might as well. Just to finish out the last of our codes that we have from the last month's batch. Alright, there you go. Code number 2. And I guess at this point, just after every Palooza, we'll just do one. Well, except the final one, I guess. Unless we stall the other one. Alright, let's keep going. We're just going to do Palooza, 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 Palooza. Hold another hour of them. And then whatever we have after that is just going to be our end goal, I guess. Or, you know, our end number. Which should be a bit over 200. Like 230 or so. Which is fine. Probably still go for a little bit more verse farming tonight, though. See if we can make up for some of the Paloozas. Because I still haven't one-to-one all the Paloozas we've used this weekend yet. I think this weekend we would use like 9 or 10. Actually, I know exactly how many. We would use 9 after the stream. So I used 9 Paloozas this week. I believe I've only gotten 2 so far, so I would need to go grind like another 7. I wasn't able to grind as much as I thought this weekend. It's not too big a deal. We have a billion Paloozas around the corner. If you don't grind this one, there's another one in 2 weeks. If you don't grind that one, there's another one in 2 weeks after that. There are a billion of them this month. Though the other one I probably won't be grinding too much, so the next one I should probably grind a little bit more. Because I'm not mistaken, 2 Vault weekends from now actually is on my birthday weekend. So I'm probably not going to be grinding Vault event specifically as much. Actually, technically before my birthday. Oh, my birthday's on a Monday this year. The mods here should go on strike for better working conditions. Oh yeah, wasn't there a big strike in America at all of our docks? I think it was something about automation. Which honestly, I am still in the boat of I still feel like we should automate away all jobs that safely can be automated away for quality of life. There's always be more jobs out there. Oh no, I still personally feel like you should automate away almost everything that can be automated away. Like, you'll still need people to oversee it and to, you know, do repairs and everything else. But I feel like most labor jobs that can be replaced probably should be. Because wear and tear on machinery is a lot different than wear and tear on, you know, the human body. Because I've known people that used to work in, like, storage warehouses and stuff like that. It puts a toll on your body. Especially if you work there for, like, years on end. But if you put a bunch of wear and tear on a bunch of machinery, you know, you just replace it. And yeah, you could replace humans, but, you know, that's still wear and tear on humans. Oh, so hello, Outlander. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so hello, Kinky Veteran. Say hi. Hope all's been well. How's the Paleo grind been going? My new addiction hopefully comes out next month of Brighter Shores. As far as our cozy game MMOs are concerned. Because that's basically its genre. It's actually in a relatively similar genre as Palia. Though it does have a lot more RPG elements compared to Palia. But it's basically just a cozy game MMO. Just a bit more combat heavy. Though not particularly combat heavy. You got 4 or 5 plushies yesterday? Nice. Actually, I got my most plushies ever the other day when I went with you guys. The day I got that Ladybug plushie, I think I got like 2 or 3 plushies that day. Which, not counting that one week seasonal event that they had, was the most plushies I ever got in a day. That's because I tend to not play that game for too long when I do. Like normally like a few hours. Because I don't play with you guys enough? I can still stop by occasionally. Actually, I haven't even touched the weeklies this week. I guess I could theoretically do them all in like 3 hours if we power grind after stream, or technically 2 hours. I think it resets at midnight. Not gonna bother though. Do what? The weeklies. Or whatever you call them. The ones that give you those tokens. Like those weekly tokens for all the skills. It's weird because if I do like any amount of them, I feel like I need to do all of them. If I don't do any of them, I don't feel like I need to do any of them. Like if I log in for like half an hour and get like 3 of them unlocked, it's like, okay, I gotta go do all of them now. But if I don't log in for like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it's like, yeah, I don't care if I get them done. It's really weird. You couldn't hear me? Wait, what? I'm confused. Is the mic audio good? Or are the gnomes making too much noise? Because I do have audio turned to max for the game right now. Well, not max, but, you know, max as far as where it's currently at. Oh, your own audio is acting up. Oh, okay. Fantastic's on mute. Yes, I'm on mute. You definitely can't hear me right now. It's just your imagination of me talking. You tried to gain 10k within 15 minutes using Nomapalooza for PvP and did about 9,000. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Because I think with boosts and everything else, you can only do about like 20,000 an hour. But I never actually utilized it with Paloozas before. Oh, what was I saying earlier? I was just talking about the medals that are in Palia. Like those ones that you get for various skills. I pretty much never do that weekly. But if I log in for even like half an hour and unlock a few of them, I do all the weeklies. I'm not sure why, but whenever I do, I feel the need to do them all. Oh no, I'm like that with a lot of MMOs. I tend to play solo in a lot of them. Even if the game like tries to force you to do group content, I will still just do all the solo content. I'll be a little bit better about it when we do Brighter Shores, though. Though I'll probably still go off on my own for like 10 hours straight doing whatever. I'll still group up occasionally. I think you have to for some things. It's kind of like Brighter Shores where you gain a benefit if you do it with other people. A little bit less to it of a degree than what Brighter Shores is. But some things I think actually requires multiple people. Kind of like how when you do the spirit dogs or whatever they're called in Palia, you kind of need one person to chop the tree and another one to shoot at it. Like, I think there's quite a few like things like that in Brighter Shores, where you'll need like another person directly to assist you to be able to actually do the activity. Whereas you could still do it solo, kind of, but you know, it'd be a lot more beneficial with another person. Now you're not playing Brighter Shores? Yeah, Magic Moonji, that's the one. Yeah, I have no clue any of their names. I just know it as Magic Doggy. I don't read your messages. I read your messages. Or Sparkle or Doggy. Yeah, they do sparkle quite a bit. I feel like the deer sparkles the most, though. How come Baby Dragon is not posting your live stream? I have no clue. The Discord bot? I have not the slightest clue. We had an issue with that earlier. I'm not sure how it's set up or anything like that, so I am not sure what's going on with it. Though if anyone knows how to fix it or is in the Discord who can fix it, definitely fix it, please. Because I have no clue what's going on. Yeah, Cookie's still on it. Cookie broke the bot? No, it probably wasn't him. But yeah, someone mentioned that the other week as well. So it's been broken for at least a week or two now. Oh, we just got verse 2, nice. We didn't get any verse 3s during our Paloozas this week so far, though. It's like our second or third 2 that we've gotten during a Palooza this week. Not too bad. Always nice when they refund you some. Was the Mythic video the last one that got posted there? Oh, maybe it's only doing it once it gets uploaded? Like, maybe this one will be up once the live stream's over. Which would kind of be redundant. Well, you know, not redundant. You know, people get to watch after the fact. But I mean that in the sense that, you know, people trying to catch it live, the notification wouldn't go out. It's already bad enough YouTube is very sporadic with it. You can stream for like half an hour and YouTube will just be sending out the notification to some people. The bot notifies better than YouTube. I do have to say, YouTube notifications are good, but only if I'm on my phone. On any other device, they are horrible. With how much of a delay it has. I think my phone is the only device where if I get a YouTube notification, it does it immediately. Normally. Like within the first several seconds. Whereas everywhere else has up to like a half an hour, almost hour delay. Not counting the bot you're talking about. But like all the ways that YouTube naturally hands out the notification, I mean. Nice, this is what, Palooza number 2, so we still got 3 more to go after this one. I guess our aim at this point is like 220-ish keys, 225. No, whatever we end at the end should be good. Should be slightly over 200, whatever the number is. Ooh, Dragonite Gnome. Oh, I'm not sure how close we are to the end of our thingy, though. Oh no, I would stall it if I knew the exact number. Because I think we're near it. Do we get the demonic portal gems tomorrow, or do we? I don't think we do. Nothing's coming in with it. Because it's a new PvP season, not a new season. We're still like 3 to 4 weeks away from that. Because PvP seasons do not coincide with the seasonal seasons. They're both 11 weeks long, or technically one's 10 week long with 1 week downtime. But they do not coincide with each other. You still have like 4 weeks until the next PvP season. I mean, until the next season. Only the PvP season is switching out tomorrow. Let's go roll back. Alright, let me go hand out a code. Alright, let me go into our code stash. How many do we have left? We have 2 more after this one. So yeah, between every Palooza, we'll basically hand out a code then. Perfect. Nice. Alright, let's keep going. Let's go run it back. Got 3 more to go do. Yep, tribute's ready. Give me that. Ooh, nice. 34 tribute, 33 gems. Yeah, campaign is what I meant to say. Next campaign's not till 4 weeks from now. Only the PvP season is next week. Because they don't coincide time-wise. Will there be a new Immortal troop? Yes, we went over it earlier. It's basically an Hourglass Gem mechanic troop. It deals 2/3 of its true damage as 3 splash hits. And has a 50% chance to create a Hourglass Gem every turn. Nothing too special. There's already a few other things that do Hourglasses way better. It's a very average Immortal. It's not bad. It's not particularly good either, though. It's in that nice middle ground. But because of that, it's barely going to be used. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Mirage Expanse, isn't that where you can use Ossifer? Because if that's the case, Immortal Ossifer will always be used instead of it. Immortal Ossifer is so much stronger. By a very large margin, it's not even close. Because if they're both from Mirage Expanse, there's literally no reason you would ever use her. I forget which one Ossifer is for. But if that is the case, she's kind of useless. There's going to be a problem with a lot of Immortals going forward. Once we start getting like 2 or 3 Immortal per location, there might be one Immortal that's just like substantially better than the others. Or 100% of the time you always run it instead. And I can see that happening to a lot of locations. Where there's just one definitive, you know, correct option. Instead of having like a choice of multiple that you can use, even though you do have multiple you can use. There might just be one that is just so much better than the other options you have. And she's kind of in that category where she's not bad, but, you know, there's a lot of things that could easily be better than her. As far as other Immortals. And it's going to lead to a lot of redundancy when it comes to the Immortals as well. Because we'll probably eventually get to the point where there's only one Immortal you ever use in all 10 locations. Regardless of team composition. Which means even if we have like 50 Immortals down the line, there might only be 10 of them that are actually used. And currently we have 12 as of tomorrow. And they come in pretty slow. Like I say 50, but we're not hitting 50 until like 5 years from now or something. It's a long while away. Is at this rate, we get one new one every 11 weeks at current rate. But they have increased the speed of things in the past. Like, Mythics were originally going to be once a month. But of course, we've gotten many Mythics in the past that came out not once every month. Like, obviously, the Friday Mythic is once a month, which was originally the only way Mythics came into the game. But then, of course, there was, like, special updates that added more. There were special pieces of content that added more, stuff like that. And most recently, or maybe not recently, but a couple years ago, like, the season passes started adding one every season, which was one every 11 weeks on top of the one every month. So something could happen with that with Immortals as well. Like, right now we only get one per PvP season, but that could increase in the future. It's kind of funny because in the past, some categories that used to have a lot of troops were like common, rare, epic, stuff like that. At this rate, we're getting pretty close to the point where if you count all mortals as mythics and all boss troops as mythics, or, you know, all the red border troops, and, you know, obviously all mythics as mythics, then mythics is pretty much the most populated category in the game soon. I forget what the exact breakdown is right now, but we're actually getting pretty close to there being more mythics than any other rarity type in the game. If you count all mortals, boss troops, and mythics as mythics. Which the game does. If you just sort everything by mythics, they count them all as mythic rarity. Yeah, generally rarity just refers to how hard it is to obtain, but not always the case. There are a good handful of legends that are easier to get than ultra rare troops. Most notably the faction legends. And of course the Immortals from PvP are easier to get than the average epic troop. Like getting a random epic troop from a given kingdom that currently does not have an event key drop table going on is harder than getting a specific Immortal. At least currently. Once we have more Immortals, that might not be the case. But at least with the current scale, where there's going to be 12 as of next week, it's easier. Once that number is like 30-something, maybe not as much. I'm curious if they're ever going to add anything else to dump keys into at this point, because right now you only really use them for mythics. I highly doubt they will, because the whole key system is kind of set up to help newer players catch up. But it makes it, if you have nearly everything, that it makes it really hard to get new things with keys. Because their drop table is so ridiculously wide most of the time. Of course, we do currently have still the exclusive mythic from last Friday and drop table right now in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. Aside from things like those, getting really specific mythics tend to be really hard. Unless you just craft them directly with diamonds and Soulforge. You can only do that so many times. You can't do that for every mythic in the game. Unless you really grind Vault Event weekends. You get a lot of damage from this. Not necessarily from the actual killing of them, because while you will occasionally from the normal gnomes get some diamonds here and there, that's not where the bulk of the diamonds come from. The diamonds actually come from the vault keys themselves, once you open them later down the line. Because the normal vault keys can drop up to 60 at a time, plus the gnomes around them. The bigger ones can drop 240, which is actually a 4 times multiplier compared to a normal key. So you can get quite a handful of diamonds from them. Yeah, will this guy run away? Hopefully not. Yeah, we got him. Not today. And we get 6 Dragonite from him. Not a lot, but adds into the pile. I think we're at like 12,000 Dragonite right now. 11,000, 12,000. The current amount of Dragonite we have should be enough to get the new gem, to get the new flower dragons if they are 500 each. Because we'll be able to do what? 22 eggs. 22, 23, 24 eggs. I think the driest I went was the first time around, and I think it took us like 23 or 26 or something. Somewhere around there. So with 24 rolls, we should be good. Unless we get really, really, really unlucky. Again. But 24 rolls should be enough to get one of all of them. I guess we still need some extra to actually get the dragon, don't we? So we'd have to get it within like 18 rolls or something. I think by about 15 you have like, what, an 80-90% chance or something? So it's decently likely. We're definitely not going to get as lucky as we did last time, though, where we got it within 6. That's never going to happen again. That was insane how lucky that was. I just realized we got that level earlier. We're like several moments past that, but we're only 11 levels until we get our goal of the year, which was the funny number of 1969. He's 100% by the end of next year. We got to hit level 2000. Well, we just need 11 more to reach this year's goal. Should be pretty doable. It's basically a level a week. Well, how many Vault Event weekends there are coming up? That alone will almost be enough. Like, just the EXP we're going to gain on every Vault weekend between now and the end of the year might actually be enough on its own to reach that level. Because every Vault Event weekend's at least a few levels gained. Unless we're ultra slacking. So this is what, our third Palooza? So we still have 2 more we need to go crack open after this. So we're basically at the halfway point. We're halfway there. Gosh, I can't say halfway without thinking about that every single time. Luckily I sing it too horribly to ever get copyright stricken for it. You just need 7 more Sydneys before reset. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do some amount of verse farming before, or after the stream, I mean. Before the reset time. Not gonna bother doing it on stream, though, but I will get around to it sometime tonight. There's no incentive to level up now. Oh no, there kind of are. Though there are some downsides to it, mostly PvP. But there's always been a downside to leveling up. You technically gain extra stats on your hero up to level 2000. So that's kind of our goal at this point, is hit 2000. I also, for all intents and purposes, consider 2000 max level. It does still keep going up. However, there's not really much of a point in getting any higher beyond 2000. You don't get an extra stat until 3000. And I can assure you the average player will never, ever, ever hit level 3000 in this game. I don't think we will. We're already over like 15,000 hours. Like, technically max level is level 10,000, but no one ever will hit it. And I think the highest level player in the entire game is like slightly over 3,000 right now. Like a single digit number of people or less have 3,000 plus for that one extra stat. Yeah, there are some people in the 3,000s. Very few, but they do exist. It's from level 1,000 to 2,000, you gain one stat every 100 levels for your hero. But then once you hit to 2,000, it's every 1,000 levels, which is just absurd. So 2,000 is basically max level for the average player. Unless you plan to do like literal thousands of hours of Explore 12 grinding or Explore 1 like quick kill grinding or something. Nice, got full loot on the Glory Gnome. Alright, 2 more to go. Let's go do them. I'll go hand out another code. Got 2 more codes to hand out, one right now and one as soon as we finish out this next Palooza. Alright, there goes go. We have one more in a little bit. In 15 minutes from now, I guess, technically. We kind of know exactly when it's going to be since I'm just doing it in between each one. Alright, let's go do it. 2 more Paloozas to end out the weekend. And I'll do some verse grinding off stream a little bit later tonight after I grab a bite to eat. And that would be our vault weekend completed. It's not going to be 300, but we should be at a pretty solid like 200 plus. That's not too big a deal. We got another vault weekend in 2 weeks from now. Even if we only did 200 each weekend, that would still be 600 for the month, which is pretty solid. But I might try aiming for 1,000 for the month. The only problem is I think next Vault event weekend happens during when Mario Party comes out. Oh yeah, Isabel, were you getting the new Mario Party game, by the way? I forget if it has multiplayer or not. But if it does, I need people for it. Because I just realized I don't have anyone to go play the new Mario Party with. Who we could do it with on stream. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of Mario Party for the weekend it comes out. I need to double check when it comes out. I believe it's the 17th. When is that? Is that Vault event weekend? Oh good, that's not Vault. Oh no, it is. No, that is Vault event weekend. RIP. But yeah, that's next Vault event weekend. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I believe it comes out the Friday that Vault event weekend starts. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm probably going to be playing that a lot the Friday it comes out. We'll still have the Friday night Vault grind though. But that weekend I'm probably going to be doing a lot of the new Mario Party. But yeah, I believe it has online multiplayer. Honestly, I haven't really looked into anything. I haven't even checked the most recent trailer they updated like a week ago. I just know I'm doing it regardless. I don't need to see how good or bad it is to know I want to go play the next Mario Party. Hopefully they've improved. I have heard that they're moving back in like the right direction. Which they've been slowly trying to do. Mario Party has been downhill for like the last decade. But they're slowly getting back to their roots. The biggest issue is that they've been ran by a different company for the last decade. And they really missed the mark initially. But slowly they're starting to learn how to make a proper Mario Party game. It does have multiplayer? Okay, we're definitely doing it then. So if anyone else is getting it, let me know. Like the first 3 days, we're going to be playing it like crazy. We'll probably do a stream every day for it. We'll still have our 2 Gems of War Vault grind streams though too, of course. Oh yeah, that reminds me. That means I need to go get my setup working for Switch by then. I really hope I can just get it onto the screen with no delay. Because I don't have a proper way to do it on TV right now. Unless I do it on the TV over there, which means I would have to constantly look like this way the entire time. Which, that wouldn't be like a deal breaker, but it would be kind of awkward. Because that means I would have to play like this. Like looking like this the entire time. Which I guess that kind of works. It'd be really hard to see chat though. Because I'd be looking at the TV all the way over there that I use for the bed. Because my other TV is completely blocked by how gigantic my computer screen is. My computer screen is actually so big, it's bigger than the TV that I used to have. The very first one I got. Just so I could play Nintendo Switch on. My monitor is actually wider than it. Oddly enough, not taller than it though, because of the aspect ratio. But it is wider. Oh no, Genki, you're in trouble. You just kicked Genki from her plot. I mean, you kicked Isabelle from your plot. My house in Palia is still the same mess that it was in Animal Crossing. Like, my house in Animal Crossing was, like, the house itself was built up, but my actual islands was just a landmine of resources because there wasn't enough storage in that game. And Palia has the exact same issue where it has a storage limit. So my yard is just, like, various clusters of plushies and various furniture sorted by category. But none of it is actually, like, set up or anything. Yeah, I don't even have a house. I don't even have a house on my plot right now. It's just little clusters of plushies. Originally, I didn't want to overclutter it because of load times, but now that I'm playing on PC, I guess I could. Because my biggest concern earlier was it would just crash on Switch or something. But on PC, I only ever crashed once, and it was due to someone doing like 1 billion fireworks. Apparently, that still crashes you even on PC. That is the one and only time I've crashed since I started doing on PC, here and there. Was someone absurdly firework spamming. I think they did like 50 within like a minute. Or not even a minute, it was like 30 seconds or something. Eventually just crashed the game. No, that wasn't you. It was someone else. I was allowed to find. Welcome, welcome. Oh, another Epic Volkey. Nice, nice. Last we checked in, we were actually up on both Volkeys and Epic Volkeys as far as average. So we'll get to see after today where exactly they fall. Because we were about 10% up on both of them last stream. We had about 21 Volkeys per Palooza, where it should be about 20-ish. And we had about 2.5 Epic Volkeys per Palooza when it should have been about 2. So we did extra good on Epic Volkeys last time around. And just ever so slightly above average on normal Volkeys. Of course, I'm just assuming those are average. Between all of our data, I've never actually averaged out what our actual numbers are. I just always consider 20 and 2 to be the average. 20 Volkeys and 2 Epic Volkeys. But technically that can't be true even if that is the case, because if you're averaging 20 Volkeys, you should be averaging 2.2 Epic Volkeys. Just by the fact that you're getting 20 Volkeys, based on their drop rate of giving Epic Volkeys. Hello, Rob! Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, I still need to go get out all those new emotes, by the way. Soon, TM. I've had them for like 3 weeks now. I still haven't looked at them. Yeah, I'll show them all on stream. I probably won't have them set up for tomorrow, but I'll show them all on stream tomorrow. 100%. Just gotta not forget to do it for like the billionth time. Whatever ones we keep, we keep. Otherwise, we'll just scrap the rest. Hello, Sani! Welcome, welcome. And yep, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Oh, 4 Glory Gnomes. Look at that. Too bad this wasn't our final fight. Also, after this Palooza, we'll hand out the final code to stream, and then we'll do one last final Palooza for the weekend. And then we'll see what our final tally is all the way at the end. Hopefully some juicy numbers. Should be around, based on how many we opened, it should be a little over 200. I want to say 220, 230. We'll find out. Plus all the Epic Volkeys if you count them on top, which would bring it close to like 250-ish or something. Which we're actually going to be pretty close to doing 300 if you count Epic Volkeys as keys, which technically they are. Because if you count them, we're actually closer to 250 or 260. Plus I'll still be getting a few more when I go run for some verse farming later. Not running Paloozas, but, you know, trying to get more verses. I don't think we got a single verse 3 gnome on stream this entire weekend. I've gotten a few of them so far this weekend, but I don't think a single one of them has been on stream. He's very elusive and never wants to drop for me. Which I think the only one we've gotten on stream this entire weekend was like 3 versus 2s. Which is not as good as 2 versus 3s. But not horrible either. A lot of Dragonite Gnomes all of a sudden. Only big issue with this team is it cannot one-shot a Dragonite Gnome. Nice, little Volkey with 14 Dragonite. That means we really high rolled him if we got 14 off the reduced number. Alright, we got no good loot from this full one. Low roll, low roll. Both of these are just useless because they're not diamonds. That is horrible for the full loot battle. Alright, one more to go. Let's go run it. Alright, final code tie. Here you guys go. Though I do have a fresh batch of October codes to start handing out as of tomorrow. This is the last one from our September codes. There you guys go. The final September code. 6 days into October. But someone was mentioning earlier, it seems like we're handing out less code or more codes. But it only seems like that because per stream we're handing out more. Technically, I handed out less codes because we're like a week into October and I just now finished September codes. So it might seem like we're doing more because, you know, more per stream. But technically, I handed out less codes last month. As it took us a full week into October to finish September codes. Alright, there you guys go. And then tomorrow we'll start the October codes. And we'll have the Halloween pet the Monday before Halloween to hand out. I saw that said OMG for a second, the code. It says OM2. Not sure why. OM2 sounds like it's like some kind of health supplement. That'd be advertised on some kind of sketchy website or something. Yeah, the final Palooza Vault Event weekend. Then we'll get our final tally after this. 15 minutes from now. Oh, kind of final tally. I'll still be farming a little bit off stream. Not Paloozas, but more verses. But basically final tally. Yeah, I didn't have an on-screen tracker for it this time. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we have an on-screen tracker again? We didn't this weekend. Do you guys prefer not having it, having it? Oh, hello, Drew. Welcome, welcome. This time around we went without it, of course. You missed on why another Vault weekend so soon. Oh, they're doing it for compensation for what happened with all the crashing the other week. It mostly happened to console players. But yeah, they're doing extra Vault a weekend because of it. in 2 weekends from now. It's the same day that Mario Party comes out, unfortunately, though. I'll still be grinding it, but I'm definitely only going to do probably like 200. Because I'm pretty sure half that weekend I'm going to be playing, like, all my free time is pretty much going to be Mario Party. Definitely going to stream at least 2 of those days, possibly even all 3 of the days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Depends how good the new Mario Party is. If it's kind of average, it'll probably be like 2 streams. But if it's like really, really, really good, we're definitely triple streaming it. Check my Discord messages? Okay. I already have it open right now, so I can technically do it if I click over there. Let me see. Those are all my codes. Let's see. Oh, thank you! Oh, wow. Really? Alright, well that works then. The only thing that will be uncertain then is if it actually gets here in time then. But yeah, thanks a ton, Defiant. You bought the last Mario Party game like 3 months ago. You played it like maybe twice. Oh, no, I really enjoyed the Mario Party series. It is personally my favorite series of all time. I actually have the physical of every single one. Including this one, apparently, thanks to Defiant. Because I was actually going to go digital this time around. But I guess we shall keep up the physical collection. Because I do have every Mario Party as far as the mainline games in physical form. I have missed a few of the alternative ones though. Like I have no clue where my Game Boy Advance or DS version were, but they weren't mainline ones. Though I do have to say, I feel like the DS version of Mario Party was probably one of the most slept-on versions of Mario Party ever, because it was actually among one of the best Mario Parties ever, even though it was a spin-off thing. It wasn't part of the main series of Mario Party games, but honestly, it was probably like one of the top 3 ever made. The biggest issue with it is how multiplayer worked. You needed everyone to have a DS and a copy of the game, which made it really annoying. It wasn't like all the other Mario Parties where one copy of the game you could play with multiple people. Oh, nice! Hey, I was just saying we didn't get a verse 3. There's our first verse 3 during the stream. Nice, I need those. Every verse 3 is a Palooza. But yeah, if Defiant's doing that, that means I need to go find something else to go buy for a Nintendo game. I still have one of those cheap $50 buy-in things because I have like one of those double ticket things. Can't remember what we last used it for, but we used it for something back in like March or something. But no, I need to figure out something else to use it on then if we aren't using it on Mario Party. I was probably skipping on the Mario Luigi game, so I'm not sure what else they're releasing between then. Could always just get one of the other games that I haven't played on the Switch in its library. Trying to think what that is. There's actually a few backlog that I haven't done. Like, I actually already own the Mario Odyssey. I just haven't ever streamed it or got around to it. I really need to at some point. Like the most recent mainline Mario game. I've been meaning to play it and just keep putting it on the backlog. Like many games. Honestly, after we go do that card game, I really need to start getting to my backlog of games because, gosh, I know it is a triple-digit number. The backlog just gets so big that it's like, oh no. Like, it gets so intimidatingly large that I just never get around to it. Also, I did pick up Orcs Must Die 3 the other day, too, or the other week, when it was on, like, a super sale. Can't remember how cheap it was, but it was pretty dirt cheap. Like, single-digit number. Because I was originally going to get that on Stadia, But then, you know, Stadia was a thing, so I was like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes to Steam eventually. Then it came to Steam, and I was like, I'm just not going to bother. And then it went on like an ultra sale, and I was like, it's basically free. I might as well get it now. And then I proceeded to not play it since. Honestly, I might do Orcs Must Die 1, 2, and 3 as like a back-to-back-to-back stream or something. I'm not sure. I'll just go straight to 3 because we never streamed any of them. And it's been a long while since I played 1 or 2, so I could use a good refresher. It's basically a tower defense combined with like a hero shooter, kind of. Even though hero shooter is not really a genre I play, it's in a way that kind of works. Because it's tower defense first, hero shooter just is like an extra little thing. I used to have the handheld Mario parties. I'm not sure what happened to them. I'm not sure where, but in all the moving I used to do when I was younger, because I moved houses like at least 10 times when I was younger. But I have no clue where my Game Boy Advance and DS games went. Like 90% of them has been displaced, and I have no clue where they are. I have all my old like N64 games and GameCube games and Wii games and stuff like that. And obviously all the Switch games. Though most of them I have digital. But I have no clue where my DS and GameCube, Game Boy Advance and DS games went. Not the slightest clue. Your son still won't play Mario Party with you? He's still too salty? Really? Is that what he just said? Actually, I have a couple friends in Chicago. I ended up playing Mario Party with them and absolutely demolished them too. I'm slightly too good at Mario Party. For people playing it like super casually as just like a party game. But it's just because it's like one of my favorite series of all time. I've been playing them since I was like a few years old. Because Mario Party 1, gosh, came out in like what, 1996, 1997? It was like one of the first few games I played. Not my very first game, but it would have been like one of my first 5 games I ever played. Not just on the N64, but like ever. So I've been playing them for like 25 plus years, on and off. They also get really competitive when it comes to a lot of things. Especially Mario Party, though. I did that with a lot of games, though. It's just a game that you can actually be pretty competitive in. There's a lot of other games I play you can't really be particularly competitive in. Yes, the 3DS Mario Party is really good. I was mentioning that earlier. It's actually one of the best few Mario Party games ever made. I'd probably rank it as the 3rd best, because 3DS, get it? Was there like 3 of them? There was only one really good one, and I think it was called Mario Party DS. It played like a normal Mario Party game, except it had a lot of like extra traps that were really strategic. The 2 biggest downsides of Mario Party DS was the AI in it was pretty horrible. Because it was running on a DS and not on an actual system. And if you wanted to play it with other people, every person needed a DS and every person needed a copy of the game. Which made it really hard to do multiplayer, as you need 4 DSs and 4 copies of the game. Yeah, Star Rush and the Top 100 aren't real games. Those are definitely when I would consider on to like the spin-off category of Mario Party games. The main reason Mario Party DS was actually so good as well is a lot of Mario Parties at the time always had like some kind of gimmick. Like Mario Party 3 or 5 or 6, I think it was 5, had like a mic system to it. 6 had like the day-night cycle, stuff like that. So it was around the time they were really trying to do like a bunch of weird gimmicks. And this worked really, really well for the DS version because it had the mic, it had the touchpad, you know, it had like so many different tools that you could use. And they really utilized that for every minigame. And made full use of every unique aspect that the DS had. Between its double screens, between its touchscreen, between its mic thingy. And of course just normal hitting of the keys as well. They had so many angles that you could do for minigames, and they utilized it perfectly. Whereas a lot of the other Mario parties at the time felt like they were just adding it for the sake of adding it. In the DS, it actually worked. Because it was part of the device itself. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize this was the final one already. Struggle of not having a timer. See our final tally. Okay, I need to go claim them from here. So 186 plus 11, or 31, I mean. I can't count numbers. So let's go see our final tally. This had to be about 220. I think we're actually slightly short, though. I am, of course, going to be getting some from... wow, there's a lot of redeem codes. We ended like 5 to stream. We did, 5. There they are. But how many Epic Volkeys is that? We started with 54. So we got 22 Epic Volkeys and 217 normal Volkeys counting Pity. That's not horrible. If you count them together, that's what? That's 239 total keys. I'm happy with that. A little low in Paloozas right now, but of course I'm going to farm some tonight, hopefully. Also, this verse 2s I actually did really need. We're running low in verse 2s. Also, verse 4 somehow took the lead again. Verse 1 was our highest for the longest time, but... yep, verse 3 still our lowest by a lot. By like 10. So hopefully we can get some tonight when I go grind off stream. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, I think we will be calling it for tonight. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. We'll have the Monday video going up over all the weekly stuff. The most noteworthy thing happening being the PvP reset in 5 hours and 12 minutes. Definitely make sure if you haven't finished anything with that to make sure to do so. A lot of rewards to be gained. And while you might not be able to complete all of it within 5 hours, you know, if you're still a little short, you can get some of them. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have already done it if you're going to do it, though. But, yeah, last 5 hours of the PvP. And then it'll be reset for the first time ever since the new system. Technically, of course, it's the second reset of PvP, but, you know, the first since the new system will be on Season 2 of the PvP thing. So, in that regard, it's the second time. But, yeah, that's the biggest thing that's happening next week. As far as everything. That and the Bounty Hunter trip that we're getting on Friday honestly isn't that bad. I don't think I'm going to replace Ogress with it. But it's a great mana accumulation alternative. The biggest issue with it is it's not tanky like Ogress, so I'm pretty sure I'd still want to run Ogress. But the Bounty Hunter trip this Friday is not horrible for mana accumulation. It's just a lot more situational, but it's still pretty good. But, yeah, that's the biggest thing happening, though, is still the PvP reset. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.